Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another main channel video, another photography tutorial and lesson from your boy Sander. Let's get right into it. Today we are talking about shutter speed and how to ensure that you are getting the right speed of your camera when you are taking specific photos. Let's get into it. Roll the intro. Now, before we begin, shutter speed is very important for a number of reasons. Shutter speed is good for long exposure photos at night like this. Shutter speed is also good for fast moving photos when you were doing high speed sports and action photography like this. And on top of that, it helps that you ensure that you get the crisp image that you want depending on what setting you are shooting in and what lighting you have and all of that other aspects to make sure that you have the right composition for your shot. Now, really plain and simple, I'm going to start off by talking just a little bit about the variations in shutter speed. Now, shutter speed, a common misconception of shutter speed is that a higher shutter speed always produces a better image. This is not completely true. This isn't true because it's all based on what you are shooting. Higher shutter speeds allow you to get a stoppage in frame in the middle of a movement. So if I'm running down the street or a car is going by me like this, then I'm able to get that shot stopped and I'm able to actually capture the full car when it is stopped instead of it just being a motion blur across the screen. So like I was saying, it all depends on what you are shooting. So if you are shooting, like I said, if you're shooting a car driving by and you actually want to get that motion blur in the photo, then you have to make sure that you set your shutter speed to about 1/30th of a second or 1/20th of a second. But at that point, you're also going to need a tripod because your hands physically cannot stay that stable to get a perfect image. However, if you want to capture a stopped frame of the car driving by, make sure you set your shutter speed at about 1/600th of a second or 1/1000th of a second, depending on your light aperture as well, and depending on where you are shooting the image. Now, something else I want to point out is the fact that not all cameras are treated equally. Obviously, you will get different exposures and different effects with different shutter speeds based on the camera you are using. Every camera is just a little bit different. So when you are shooting a long exposure photo, you're going to have your shutter speed in the seconds marks, which is completely different than your half seconds or 10th of a second or 60th of a second or 100th of a second or 1000th of a second. So when you were shooting a long exposure photo, even if it's just for 1 second, obviously you're going to want to make sure that you have your ISO down so you don't overexpose the photo, as well as setting your f-stop to allot for as much light as you want to have in the frame. F-stop is going to be a different video and your ISO is going to be a little bit different video as well, and then I'll talk about whole exposure of a photo in another video, but that is the gist of it. So you want to make sure that you have your settings correct when you are shooting in the right shutter speed, when you are shooting in manual mode or TV mode or program auto mode or anything like that that isn't an automatic mode on your camera. So these right here, like I was talking about before, are a few examples of photos that I've shot at different shutter speeds. So the first one is a long exposure photo that I've taken, some of the steel wool photography that I've done. The second photo that I've taken is a very high shutter speed, so it's about, I think it was 1/2500th of a second, which is like, you can't snap your fingers that fast, it takes it that fast. So it's getting a different perspective of how things work. And this, so I will show you a different example. This is a shot of the same photo in a 1/30th of a second, and then this is a photo of the shot in a 1/1000th of a second. And you can see the difference in the two shots. It's very obvious. One, obviously the 1/1000th of a shot, the coin is frozen in time. And then the 1/30th of a second shot is not. It's still like spinning, and it still looks like it's in motion while the photo is taken, where there's the other one, it just looks like the photo, like the coin is sitting like that off the table on an edge, which is so cool. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video for today. If you did, make sure you drop a like rating on this video, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it as well. And of course, I hope you guys have all had a great day. If there's anything else you want to touch on, if there's anything else you want to talk about regarding this video, make sure you leave a comment and give me some criticism. I really appreciate it. And then next time we can make an even better video. So see you guys on Thursday when I come out with another video. See you guys.